Right then, welcome back. Today, we are doing the last and third endurance race in Endurance Tradition, which is at Road Atlanta. The weather is stinking, so bike-wise, I didn't want an inline 4 because all the power's at the top end, and I didn't really want to use the Ducati. It's got too much grunt, so we end up with the Aprilia V4, which I don't mind. I like it. It's a nice bike. Qualifying, oh my lord, qualifying was horrendous. I couldn't get anywhere near. We're still on 110, either 110 or 115%, and I just couldn't get anywhere near. I couldn't get a decent lap. I wasn't comfortable where the braking points were, so I just thought, sod it, I'll go into the race and we'll see what happens. And the first thing that did me was when the autopilot disengages. It just disengages on a full throttle, and the braking point was that black board on the left hand side and down and in the gravel. Yeah, what a great start that is. I carried on, lap 6, I've worked my way back up to 4th, and the bike was understeering, massively understeering, a lot. So we're off again, we carry on, lap 9, I've worked my way back to 5th, and that corner caught me out quite a few times. It was really slippery. For the sole benefit of gaining experience of the track and the conditions and trying to work out when people are going to pit, I thought I'd carry on. I was getting annoyed, I was pushing more and more, and I just ended up falling off quite a few more times. I thought, enough's enough, I need to do something with the bike, stop it understeering, give me a bit more of a chance to get sorted out. So, attempt 2. I missed the braking point again when the autopilot disengages, and we're in the gravel, which is a great start. And the back end of the same lap, a little bit of a bobble coming over the rise, and I'm on the deck again. So I thought, no, I'm not having it, I'll start again. I'll ride around the setup, I'll ride around the conditions and see how we get on. First lap, top of the hill, absolute carnage, dominoes, bikes everywhere. No bother, just carry on. Again, it's more experience, and the AI were awful into that left-hand bend up the hill, and just carrying no corner speed whatsoever. The problem was more about learning what they were doing than what I had to do. It was working out where they were slow, where they were quick. Some of the overtakes at the end of the back straight into the chicane at the bottom of the hill were absolutely ridiculous. I do not know how I got that bike stopped, but I did, and all was well with the world. And this first lap, we start at the back of the grid, 110, 115% difficulty, stinking conditions, and this was a spicy first lap. That was rather naughty, if I do say so myself. But end of lap 1, we've gone from 12th, we're in 2nd, behind Mr. Bradley Hooper. I really struggled to catch him, really struggled to catch him. It took a good few laps before I worked out that this was where I had a massive advantage on the brakes. It was a bit of a block pass, it's not like it's a real person I'm offending, so he did come back at me. I stuffed that corner up and he comes back underneath me, carrying a lot of speed, and on the thumbnail for the video it says know your enemy, and the reason I put that up is because I thought that I was fighting against the two gentlemen that you see in the top corner now. They were the two fastest AI. What I didn't pay attention to, and I will in the future, is when they pitted. So 40-minute race, halfway 20 minutes. If you go into the pits before 20 minutes, take conditions out of the equation, it rains nearly all the way through, the track is wet for the majority of the race. After 20 minutes you're going to pit. If you can't get to 20 minutes, then you're going to have to stop twice. There's that horrible corner again, catching me out because there's no grip on the exit, and just to make matters worse, I flipped it. So the 7-second lead that I'd built up by concentrating and not falling off for the best part of 20 minutes is now gone, and we're back on the hunt again. But the point I was trying to make is I was fighting against these two riders, and I shouldn't have been. They were kind of dictating the pace I was riding at, when really it should have been the person in 4th or 5th that had my attention, because these two both jump into the pits before the 20 minutes is up, and I didn't realise at the time. It's only when I've watched the footage back and reviewed it that I realised. So yeah, it caused me a little bit of unnecessary stress. So a lap later, 22 minutes, the best part of 22 minutes left on the clock, and Mr. Bradley Hooper decides that that's enough. I didn't know what was going off, but he decided to go into the pits, so the game must have ghosted him, and he's gone. And I just didn't register on my brain. A lap later, another lap later, I've had the low fuel warning, I've got 4% left. I know I can get near enough to 20 minutes on the fuel and the tyres, it's not an issue. So rain tyres, it's raining, it never, well it's not, but it's still wet and it rains again. Full tank of gas, and away we go. When everything's played out and everything's done, we've ended up in second behind Mr. Hooper and into my favourite overtaking space with a bike, getting in all sorts of shapes on the brakes. We're past, we're through. I'm quite comfortable with the pace I need to run to build a gap. Same as always, don't fall off. And for five laps, 5 or 6 minutes, I didn't. And then all of a sudden, the 2-3 second gap that I'd got vanished, and I don't know what he was trying there. There was absolutely no room to be going up the inside, but we're off, and then Mr. Tresoldi is passed. Got to try and block him out of the way, and all the pace I had in the bike vanished. It just felt slow and sluggish and nasty. I don't know if it was because it was getting later, the temperature was dropping, the front tyre was cold, I don't know, but I've got both of these very close to me. But it was at this point I was like, hang on a minute, he's only got 7% fuel, he's not making another lap, he'll have to go into the pits. I'm not really fighting with him, I can kind of just ignore him, he's going to have to go in. Mr. Hooper, 19% fuel, I've only got 20, so I was a bit unsure. He pits in, happy with that. I now know that I've got a couple of seconds. The bike has no pace in it whatsoever, none at all. Run wide, don't drop it, it's the only thing I could think. Doesn't matter if I go the long way round, a little bit of off-roading, just don't fall off the bike. 2 seconds, gone. And now we're panicking. Is he going to pit? Is he not going to pit? He's got 15%, 14% fuel, I've got 15% fuel. Tresoldi, who's already been in the pits and come back out again, he's miles back, he's got 100% fuel, I don't have to worry about him. He's on the complete opposite side of the map to me, he's half a lap, 2/3 of a lap behind. So now I'm panicking about Bradley Hooper. Again, over the hill to start the last lap, and he pits. He's got 12-13% fuel left. Mental, absolutely mental. But it doesn't matter. I've run my fuel pretty much to the limit, and it's done. We've got a 50-second gap over Mr. Hooper, and it was all good. It did take a few goes to get it done. It was a little bit chewy to start with. It was a case of relaxing into the conditions and not trying to override the bike. But done. The endurance tradition event is done. We've done the 2 time attacks and the 3 races. It's finished. So slowly but surely we are ticking towards doing those monstrous endurance races. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave me a like, a comment, subscribe, all the usual jazz. Hit the bell of pleasure, and I will see you next time. Stay safe. Peace.